Yeah, welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a great evening. Y'all, I did not realize that I was going to be back so soon and not with such great news, but not for sure news. So we'll get into it. Um, First of all, make sure y'all hit the like button. Let everyone know that we are live. Okay. Before we get into this Kada Scott update, let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Honey Drip, welcome and thank you for being first in the building. I appreciate it, sis. Hey, Shelly Shells. Hey, sis. Girl. Oh my gosh. And you are there. Okay. So y'all, Shelly is actually located in that area there in Philadelphia. So many of you may have already heard of the Kada Scott story, or if you haven't heard, this is the story of a young lady. She's 23 years old, and one day she works like the third shift. She went to work and got off a little early, and when she left, she never went home. She ended up missing. Okay. People have been looking for her. Her family said that's out of character for her. And so they were concerned. This has taken place since October the 4th. Okay. Let's see. Shelly said Philly is out of control right now. We all waiting for confirmation. I actually can hear the helicopters. Oh my gosh, girl, that's chilling, right? So we're actually going to look. So the last couple of updates, they have been getting tips, and I did some videos on this if you want to go back and watch. But they have been getting tips throughout the community, okay, about this guy named Keon King, which is 21. He had already been in trouble for attempted kidnapping and strangulation in another case. Okay, this was earlier this year. He was then released because the witness failed to show up, okay, to court, which is mind boggling. Also, during one of the press conferences, the commissioner said, or the DA, I think it was the DA, said that they had lowered his bond. Okay, that was one reason, because they thought he would have $1 million bond, but they had lowered it to like 200,000. Now, they didn't say how they thought this, but they also felt like he has had access to money. Okay. Hey, blessed beyond measure. Thank you for joining, sis. Okay. Wow. So did he tell them where to look? That's what we're trying to figure out. So then, y'all, they had gotten a tip. Now, there are two separate tips. They're not really telling where, or sometimes these tips come in anonymous, right? One tip was about the car that the guy was driving, okay? Because they have her phone and they had reason to believe that he was the last one that she was with. So they got a tip that his car was located at these apartments, okay? They went and got the car. Hey, Coffee No Cream, I've been missing you. Welcome. And they got the car, took the car in. They wanted to look for any traces or search it and so forth. Then they got another tip that they had found some type of DNA that connected them to Kada at this abandoned middle school. Okay. So they've been working that area. Now, within an hour ago, there has been a press conference. I want to watch it with you all. I have not watched it. It's not that long. I think about 10 minutes. But y'all, they got another tip that unfortunately they have not confirmed whether this is Kada or not. But there is a shallow grave that they received a tip about behind that school. Okay, they have reason to believe, that this was a woman. Okay, and this is a fresh grave. So let's go ahead and tune in to this press conference. Uh-oh, what happened? Now, what in the world? Hold on, y'all. What is going on? I see no permissions. Won't let me share. Okay.
On the case regarding 23-year-old Kada Scott, who went missing on October 4th. A little bit of a somber and grateful moment here right now. Based on tips that have come in over the past few days, as we called on earlier this week, asking for the public to provide any information, any tips, and the public has been fantastic in providing tips and information, and we greatly appreciate that. But based on a tip that came in last night through the night, investigators began the process of following up on that tip this morning, starting around 10 o'clock this morning, following up on that tip. And the tip was very specific that led us back to this location here today, which you all know we were out here earlier in the week doing a little bit of a search. And so based on the investigative information, based on the investigation and what they were following up on that tip today, led us back to this area behind the school, where it's a wooded area. I don't know if any of you have been back there, but it's a wooded area that goes beyond the school. And so we begin to go back into that area where we will locate a shallow grave after being able to remove some of the debris back there, able to locate the body of a human being. All indications at this point is that it's a female. We are not going to confirm at this point that it is Miss Kada Scott, because that has to be done by the medical examiner's office. But we have been in communication with her family as to this process and the fact that we have recovered a human being. And so at this point, it's still a lot of work to be done. I'll be very candid that we can't answer but so many questions. We're not going to get into the investigation at this point because we want to make sure that all of the pieces to this are done correctly and that we don't put out information ahead of time. Because we want the people and the person that we have in custody and anybody else that may be involved in this, we want them held accountable to the highest degree of the law for what they have done. And so I just want that to be clear as to why we will not get into specific details. And so that's where we're at this point. Still a lot of work, but I must say a lot of work has been done around this case. As you know, we've been searching, have done multiple searches. We shut down the police academy. That was a decision made by myself and Commissioner Bethel to shut down the police academy over a week ago, where we brought out the entire group of recruits to comb through this area. Again, so I know, listen, no one is happy that this is the ending, and completely understand that this is a lot on our investigators, a lot on all of us, because again, we all have family members, and this could have been any one of our family members. It could be anybody's family member, and that's understood. And that's the reason that you see the tireless work that's been done by starting with Northwest Detectives, and then by Homicide, by our partners through the FBI, through our forensics office, through any and everybody that has been a part of this process, because we wanted to bring some level of closure to this family. And so again, we're going to wait until we have official confirmation on, as the medical examiner is going to do their process, and then we will bring that confirmation. But that's where we are right now. Again, I can't reiterate enough how much we appreciate, tips and information that have come in from the public. I still will urge the public that if you have any information, anything that you think is related to this, continue to give us that information via 215-686-TIPS. Still continue to give us that information, because again, we don't know if there are other individuals that have been a victim of this individual that we have in custody. And so I just want that to be clear, that please continue to provide that information if you have anything. But that's where we are at this point. I would also ask you to continue to pray for for Ms. Scott's family.
What's the process of getting that official confirmation on whether it's her or not?
Well, at this point now, we're on the medical examiner's timeline, and so they will, the body will be recovered and transported to the medical examiner's office, and then they will go through their. I think it's
Halloween is a few weeks away, and it is the perfect time to get your.
I just want to give you an update on the case regarding 23 years. Understand that it's not an easy process, and when you.
I don't know if it was their screen or what that was freezing. Let's see. Looks like it had gotten a little
Today
frozen.
that we're here.
Welcome everyone just coming
Make no
in.
mistake
Thank you
about
for
it. If we
joining.
had located the body yesterday, this in terms of it, this discovery would not. This person has been deceased for a few days, and so for some time. I'm not going to say how many days, but this didn't just happen yesterday. And so, yeah, we did a lot of work, and again, I'm proud of the men and women in this organization that have, been doing the work to try to locate Ms. Scott. And again, in our minds, we know this was a possible reality, and here we are, unfortunately.
Does the timeline match up?
There's a timeline of what?
In terms of when she went missing and how long it looks like that grave
As I
has been
said,
around?
I am not going to get into any of the investigative process because I don't want to mess up this case. And I don't want anyone picking apart what we say and trying to create a defense. I want to make sure that we do our jobs in the most diligent way. We give the district attorney's office an opportunity to do their job in the most diligent way, and that we get a prosecution on this incident here. And so I'm not going to get into any parts of the investigation, not out of disrespect, but just simply because I want to make sure that the person we have in custody and anybody else that was involved in this, that they are held accountable the way that they should be. And so that's why I'm not getting into the specifics of the case.
The specific tip that came in, could you get into more detail about what was specific about it? Is it in location and was it from a community member?
I won't get into the specifics. It's an anonymous tip that came in through our tip line, as we have been asking for. But it was very specific as to detailing us and directing us to a specific location in the wooded area, going back to your question, a very specific location that narrowed it down. Don't know who the tip is from, but grateful that the individual submitted the tip that brought us back here to this location this morning.
Just last question. Forget the cursing and the yelling at you guys. It just shows that there's passion behind this. What do you want to say about the passion of the community? They were out here, as you know, last night searching as well. Just your thoughts on just the community's involvement in this case.
Listen, I am not offended by the passion that some of the remarks that have been made as we were walking back. I'm not offended at all, because that's people's emotion, and this is an emotional situation, and so it's to be understood. However, I know what we have done, and the amount of hours that have been put into this process of trying to locate Ms. Scott. I know the work that has been done to bring the individual in the custody that we have in custody, and I know the work that these investigators will continue to do to ensure that we wrap this case up and that we do everything to hold the people accountable in the proper way. And so listen, we can't be upset at that. I mean, that's emotion. If that was my family member or if I was someone I knew, I would have the same level of emotion. And listen, to be quite frank about it, the reason I go through the steps of what we have done is because not every community member, they don't know that we shut down the police academy to bring 300 recruits up here to go searching through an area. They don't know that. They don't know that we had teams of dogs from New Jersey State Police come into Philadelphia to help us in the search process. They don't know that. And so it's my job to make sure that I express that, so they know that this police department, we took this case serious. We take every case serious, but the work that's been done to again, bring this to some conclusion. Is this the conclusion that we wanted? Absolutely not. But at this point now, we have to do everything in our power to ensure that we bring justice for this family and some level of closure. And so, to answer that, no, it's understandable. Listen, that passion you need, because that's also the passion that helps you drive in the tips. That's the passion that gets you to have the support from the community and getting the information that we got. And so it's understandable.
Could we hear from the ADA as well?
Absolutely.
Once and if it is confirmed that this is Kada, what does this mean for King?
It means that we do our job. It means that we take everything that we know, we take everything that we found out today, we let the MEs do what they do, and then everything will come to us and we'll make the determination of whether we add additional charges.
And what would those additional charges be?
Once we hear from the ME, I'll have a better answer on that. Obviously, we're like you said, we're going in order. Right now, we're on to the ME. They're going to do their investigation. As soon as we hear from them, it'll guide us in what we do.
Thank you so much.
Wow. So, y'all, as of right now, they were giving us an update. Yes, and I was saying Chicago needs to take notes, okay, of giving their community, the public, updates as to what they have found. Now, those of you who were just tuning in, they were saying that there was a tip because they've been looking, at this it's an abandoned middle school that they have received a tip about. And there they found, I believe, Shelly said, I think a phone case or something that linked Kada to that location. It was like a little clue that she could have possibly been there. So that was the first tip. Then they had received a tip about Keon King, the guy, his car being at some apartment. So they towed it. Then they just recently overnight got another tip about a shallow grave there at the middle school. So they had to fight through debris and they found this shallow grave. And they said that they have reason to believe it's a woman. Okay. They can probably look at certain body parts, but it's also stated that this person has not just recently been deceased. Okay. Now, Kada has been missing since October the 4th. I'm not sure of what stage the body was in. So he's stating that for them to confirm it, they are at the mercy right now and waiting on the medical examiner. Okay. Sienna said, now I see why they be snapping because that was two dumb questions back to back. Okay, two back to back. Shout out to my sis, Shelly Shells, for the super chat. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that support and for you being a sponsor for tonight's live. Thank you so much, sis. For both of those, I just saw the other one. Thank you. Let's see. Deanna said, I can honestly say this is one time I'm proud of the Philadelphia Police Department. This is sad. There are many unsolved cases here. There is one for my family from 2017. Wow. So you are in the area. And so she's saying that even in her own family, there is an unsolved case back in 2017. So it looks like, it's almost probably like a situation like in Chicago where people have lost confidence in their police department. And so by them, trying to handle this, give the public updates and so forth, that does kind of gain the trust of the community again. Okay. And the families, these families are waiting on answers. Okay. So that was very, very important. And I know since I've actually even tuned into this case, I know I've seen at least 3 or 4 press conferences, whereas with Romika, I have seen 0. That's not acceptable. Okay. The nursing home needs to step up. There should be cameras all around it. Suppose a dementia patient wanders off. My mother's facility has them everywhere. Exactly. They should have some camera footage. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. He never should have been on the streets with his priors. Exactly. And that guy, y'all, there was a video I shared. Was it a short? It may have been a short that I shared of him where he was outside of these people's houses, his house, and he had jumped the fence. And I was like, oh my God, it looks so scary. And so the girl that was in the house must have had kids in there and everything. And so she was like, call the police, call the police. Let me see if I can find that right quick. Here it is. Let me pull that up. And this guy, he should not even be on the street. He actually probably needs to be in a psych ward. Okay, I'm just being honest. He probably needs to be in a psych ward because something is off with this guy. Now watch this, y'all.
Go away, bitch. Don't come over here. Karen, call the cops.
Look at him.
It's all these kids in here. Call the cops, you dumb bitch. He coming around the window. Go that way, Cameron. Yeah, bitch, go away. Bye. Go away. Bye.
Ex-girlfriend. Okay.
Yep, bye.
Wow.
Bye. Keon out here.
I mean, look how he's standing there like he's some type of, what is he doing? That's the part that got me. Like he's doing a karate move.
It's all these kids in here. Call the cops, you dumb bitch.
Wow.
He coming around the window. Go that way, Cameron.
That's scary.
Yeah, bitch, go away. Bye. Go away. Bye. Yep, bye.
He should have been in jail,
Bye.
or some type of psych ward. This is crazy work. Like seriously, I just could not believe that. Yes, and I agree, Shelly. Wait, someone just said this. I meant to read this one. That was his ex-girlfriend. Oh, the white of his eyes is scary. Exactly. And then I agree with Shelly, Deanna. We pray that that case eventually gets resolved. The guy will expose what happened and lead them to the answer. Sometimes families just want closure. So I am in agreement with Shelly on that. The charges were dropped because she did not show up in court. That's the part. But I'm still surprised they let him get off and leave the jail after that. I just could not believe that. The police said he had 4 assault victims at least. Right, right. And that's what they were saying. This guy should not have been on the streets. And the other guy who did the other press conference, I think it was the commissioner. I don't want to get confused, but it was either the DA or the commissioner, and he was blaming the judges. And y'all, he was throwing everybody under the bus. He said, I would have called the judge to say something, but the judge would have lowered it. And they were like, why would he lower it? Well, they don't want you calling, waking them up in the middle of the night. What? Like he was telling on people. Shout out to Coffee No Cream for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. He assaulted her while his own kid was in the car. Oh, wow. One of his ex-girlfriends. Wow. The kids were scared. They got quiet. They did. That would have scared me even as an adult. Yes, there are. I'm sure you have heard about my little cuz, the hair guy. They need some curtains, and women never get an apartment on the first floor. This man should have never been free. Exactly. You're welcome, sis. They dismissed those charges. Yep. Just brought them up now. Wow. Hi, Miss Lysander. Welcome. Yes. He paid $9,000 and walked free, but where did he get that money like that age 21? And you know what? That's what the guy was saying on that press conference, because he said that at one time he paid $20,000. So they had reason to believe that he had access to money. Yes. They say that other women have been contacting them about this guy, saying he stalked them as well. And you know what? I'm wondering, well, I wonder, where did she meet him? Where did Kada meet this guy? That's what I'm curious to know. Where did she meet him? Because had she ever heard any of these stories about him stalking these women? Like, that's scary. You just have to be very careful, especially if you're doing like some online dating or stuff like that. Like this guy, oh my gosh. And he was younger. His looks would have scared me by itself. Now we don't know if she was trying to give him the time of day or not, because y'all know that one guy, this girl, she rejected him. They were on the street and he pulled out a weapon on her, and just so happened she was recording it, and the family, and it went viral because she shared the video, and his family, see, this upholding people in their wrong, just because they're family members. This gets on my nerves, and this is why some of these guys and women are crazy. They started harassing that girl and threatening her because they wanted her to take that video down, because he had already gotten into trouble and they didn't want any more heat on him. Let's see. Sienna said, so I just Googled the anonymous tips are only anonymous if they don't care. Depending on how you do it, your device's IP is logged and a lawyer can still subpoena to get the identity. Wow. See? And some of these tips they get paid for too. I know if you turn in some really good evidence to like TMZ and so forth, like they pay their people really good money. Okay. She was doing live. She was a model updating her Facebook pages. This is why we must be careful what we put online. Exactly. I definitely agree. Yep. I definitely agree with that. And see, this guy here, sometimes they come across all nice and things like that, just wanting to get to know you. And we don't know how that turned. Why did she leave early that day? That's something, to think about. How come she left work? Did he call her from outside and, say, hey, come out here, I have something for you? That's why the camera footage is important also, from that facility. What camera footage do they have? So they really, really need to look into that. Wow. Part of me is praying, y'all, that that's not her. It may, if it's not her, it will solve the case of someone else. But where is she? That's the thing. It's like you want to hold out hope till you hear like the final word. She was getting off work, wrong place, wrong time, I believe. Well, Shelly, it seems like they had communication though. So they knew each other, because they said based off of the phone records, they were able to see that they knew each other, and they had reason to believe that he was the last person she was with that night. So a lot of paying here, but there was just a lawsuit against the city because they were not paying people. Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that part. The facility doesn't have cameras, which is ridiculous. I'm so sick of this. You know what? Now we got the whole Ramika case, no cameras. Okay. Now don't tell me the facility here doesn't have cameras. In the world that we live in, why is it so many places that don't have technology or cameras? And when you can get pinged, I'm pretty sure if it's something very serious, they're gonna be able to find you. Okay. Put the bill collectors on it. I bet you they'll be able to find you. Like what? So, and that's a danger in itself. Okay. What if one of those patients get lost or, happen to get out of the door when no one is watching? You need to have some cameras there. That is crazy work. I cannot believe that. Wow. So I am praying. I know her family, they're still waiting to hear the final word. I don't know. I don't know if what was I about to say? I just looked at something right quick. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Wow. Yeah. So, oh, I don't know, y'all. That's weird about the dad. Okay, she said none. What? Girl, that's crazy work. Yep, and Romika was across from a senior living. Oh, really? So is that a senior living building? So, okay. Wow, there we go. I moved to this area because a man in my old building was stalking me. I never spoke nor dated him, but he was watching me. Men watch women in the neighborhood. I called the police. They never showed up. See, that's scary. Y'all know, like on Players Club, how that guy, he was entertained by that girl, and hey, we see what happened. He was following her. He got a little too comfortable. Okay, she telling him no, Diamond. She telling him no, and all of that. He's still trying to come up in her house, her apartment. That's scary. These people are crazy now. You have to be very careful on who you are dating. Okay, have some type of protection. My stepfather used to say, get you some mace or something, but be ready. If these guys have your own bus money, Uber money, or something, if you have to run, run. Okay, that is what they are saying. There were no cameras. The nursing home has gave two different accounts. What? So they're telling different stories too? Now y'all giving me some news I didn't know about that part. Yes, I heard it in the news. They said her car was there, but there are cameras to see what happened, are not cameras there to see what happened. Wow. Yeah, I did hear her car was still there. That is two women who work with the elderly and have been taken out. Mm, that's a good observation. It is what it is. That's true because Ramika did too. Kada went on a date with another guy. She wasn't with this guy last. She never was with him. I think he was stalking her via social media. People post too much. Honestly, be careful, ladies. Yes. But I thought I heard the police said that they had reason to believe he was the last person she was with on that last press conference. Yes, and that CC who walked the scene a few days, she went inside and asked them did they give any footage to police. The security guard was OTP. What's OTP? Look, I'm still trying to learn. And you could hear someone say, don't give any names. What's OTP? Well, Jasmine did too. Jasmine, didn't you say that you went there in Chicago in that area and asked about the cameras, one of those facilities, and they said that the cameras didn't work or something like this? Oh, Philly police take their time too? Okay, got you. Okay, yes, Jasmine, she went there too. I did a live and she confirmed it in that live. She actually went and asked about the cameras right there at that senior building. And the lady, I think she said some Asian people that work in there, and she asked them why the cameras don't work, and they didn't know. What? Now that's crazy. I don't know. Okay, honey drip. First time they said she finished her shift. Then they said she did not finish her shift. I believe that was because her car was still there. So they didn't even know what was going on, really. Oh, Lord. This is so scary. Shelly, be careful, girl. Well, really, we got to all be careful. Okay. I don't care what state you live in, baby, we all have to be careful. My daughter had a stalker, and I tried to talk to his mother, but she said he's got a good heart. What? We took a restraining order out on him. Wait a minute. Now he has a good heart. Do you know how many stalkers have good hearts and still crazy? It may not be a heart issue, it's a mind issue, a mental issue. Okay. Wow. Oh, honey drip. Okay. Wait a minute. I was like, what's OTP? OTP means on the phone, child. Y'all could tell I don't know all these new little abbreviations and acronyms. Oh my God. I am done. Okay. I am done. Oh my gosh. That is too much. But y'all, we are definitely going to pray for this community, definitely her family, friends, because I know they are awaiting the news. Shelly said, I ain't got no choice but to watch my surroundings out here for real. Okay. Facebook is reporting confirmation. Oh, Facebook is? Let me see. See, people need to not do that. If they have not confirmed that that's her body, they don't need to do that. I was trying to do that takes a village approach, but what he ain't messing with my baby. Ninja, please. I know that's right. Let me see. Facebook. Okay, let me type it in. Kada Scott. Let's see if any updates. As of the latest update, it just says human remains. Okay. As of 54 minutes ago, 51 minutes ago, human remains. So people are probably just assuming that because it's human remains, it's her. And based off of the tip, I mean, we almost, could probably guess it's maybe her, but I'm hoping that it's not and she can be found. Oh, Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Me too, Deanna. Let me cut the news off right. Girl, oh my gosh. Check your DM, sending you the link to the video of the CC who went. Oh, I did see it or heard about it. I did hear about that, I should say. Yes, but thank you, Honey Drip. Just what I'm seeing. I'm waiting on the 10. Okay, got you. It seems like crime against women is getting worse. Yeah, that's what we were talking about the other night. Yes, definitely. Um, It has been getting worse. It's her. They received a lead. The police said, really? Where are you looking, Jasmine? Oh my gosh, y'all. Are you serious? Let me see. Oh Lord, this is too much. Where are you looking at to find that? Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, Shelly says she's waiting on the 10 o'clock news. Okay. Hey, Becca. We are talking about the Kada Scott case. There was a recent press conference within a little over an hour ago where they have found human remains based off of a tip. Hey, Janet, there was a shallow grave behind an abandoned middle school. And so they do know it's a female. And this female, based off of guess how the remains look, um, has been deceased for some time. Now, something with the way that the police chief or commissioner, I don't know which one he is, was looking, that they may have an idea. It was just the way, and the other lady, the look on their faces spoke volumes, but they haven't so far given an official word that it's her. They were stating that they're waiting on the medical examiner, but of course, some people are probably just saying, rest in peace to Kada and all of that based on them finding like the human remains. I pray for all the content creators and mainly the ones who are covering truthfully. Thank you, Deanna. Please keep us lifted because this thing is demonic as well. It's a spiritual warfare, I should say. And there are demonic forces, okay, that rise up anytime you have unity or justice type of situations. You will have some spiritual warfare, okay, because the truth, hey, the truth needs no defending. It will eventually come out and be exposed. And God is a God of justice. He will get the vengeance how he sees fit. So it may not be through a prison sentence or things like that, but what goes around definitely comes around. I'm seeing posts, but still hold out hope. Right, right. I think he has too, Jasmine. I really think so too. Hmm. Well, even in the press conference, he didn't want to confirm, but he was still talking as if they knew it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Pascal Show. Is that a YouTube channel? Let me see. Oh, okay. Oh, he has a YouTube. Okay. I thought I heard of that before. But has he gotten official words? That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say that. I thought it was the news child. I want to hear from them. I didn't get how someone called in a tip. Yes. And you know what? Another channel did say, did he have other people that were helping him? I did see that. I wonder if there are more bodies out there if someone helped him. Yes, they were saying they believe that other people were helping him. Yeah, he was trying to not put an official word out there. But you could kind of see on his face that, oh Lord, the black femicide rates are high in this country. Exactly. It is. It is. But yes, y'all. So weeks ago, Jasmine, that's here in the chat, she lives in Chicago. And she actually went to those locations in the area and asked about the cameras because I had already done like a live about the shot spotter cameras. And because she gave me that tip on that. So we already knew there were no shot spotter cameras working in the area. So then we were thinking, well, were there cameras on the buildings nearby? She went there and asked, and there were no working cameras. So then I did a Google map showing, a visual of the area. So we had already seen a lot of that and kind of knew about the cameras already in that situation. So, however, though, we were still trying to figure out in that case, where's the other video footage that's supposedly out there? Where was it coming from? That's the part we were waiting to find out. Because it does help though when people actually live there can verify things. So that was good that she went and looked at that as well. Why can't they confirm it's her? You can look at her and confirm. Did he do something to her face or body? Well, probably because of the decomposition, I should say. Um, and IDing her, like making sure it was an official ID. That's probably why, because the way he looked, he was like that person has been deceased for some time, not just today or yesterday. I think he had help too. Please be careful. They are saying that men are pretending to be ICE and abusing women. Oh wow, Jasmine. That is crazy. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is so sad. Oh, and then for it to be this long, that's like 14 days she's been gone. So my prayers are up for her family, her friends, and the whole community. And we'll listen for that official word to come back. And, I'll update you all maybe through a post or something like that. But I wanted to watch the press conference with everyone live. Hey, Ma Deuce, welcome. The police officer said that only the medical examiner can confirm, but I think they know it's her. Right, sis? Yes, I agree. Is standard procedure when the body has been unalive for a little time. Right. Exactly. 2 weeks is long to be in the elements. The medical examiner is probably needed to confirm. That's what I think it is. Yes. I wonder what his relationship is with his mother because he seems to hate women. Girl, that's what I think I'm going to look into. Let me find out more about this guy. Because for him not to like women like that and stalk and he look like he doing karate moves. Like something is just not right with that guy. And then for him to have money like that, what does he do? You know, it's a lot of scams, scammers and stuff like this. He probably was well known, knows how to work the internet. Micah, stop all of that. The internet and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, what is I don't know. I'm gonna look more into him as well. Like this is crazy. This is so sad. But y'all, I'm gonna get off. I wasn't gonna stay on long. Make sure y'all check out the live we did earlier. If you weren't here, we did a live over Romika Meeks updates and the I don't even want to call it beef, but Layla Ali had to address some things, okay, with Clarissa Shields. So we got into that on the live earlier. Also, I wonder that too. It is what it is. Y'all pray for Darius McCrary. Y'all know him as Eddie Winslow on Family Matters. He had his first court appearance. He missed some court dates pertaining to child support. And it's very odd and disturbing behavior that he was, exhibiting there in the court. For one, he doesn't have a lawyer. I did hear one part where he was saying that he wanted to make sure if he's talking about his other children, not the one that he's behind on child support for, that they are protected, their names are protected. But at one point, he didn't even seem like himself. It's almost like he was talking about himself in third person. I don't know what has happened to him over the years, but he doesn't look the same, even in his eyes. If you look at a person's eyes, and I feel like he doesn't have a lot of money right now. I think he's really struggling. Um, so with this, I mean, now he has to be extradited back to Michigan. It's like a whole thing right now going on with him. So I'm going to definitely follow that also. But I just was looking at the library earlier and it broke my heart to see him like that. Like sometimes we're like, oh, the dad, yes. And I know that they need to pay child support. So don't take it like, I'm not saying that some of these men get out here and have babies and they're not taking care of their babies. I'm not saying that, but has anyone ever considered that we haven't really seen him in a whole lot of things? I know I haven't recently. And so that's something, if you are already like, hey, Brittany, hey, sis, struggling actor, we know him to have a history, was on a very popular show. But after, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry about the ghetto side of my household about to come out. I'm like, I'm on one. I didn't want to holler in y'all's ear, but have we seen him recently? And so he's probably, I think he has, I don't know, 3 kids, if I'm not mistaken. He has multiple children. And he's not missing these court dates. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. It's Saturday, y'all. Please forgive me. But yes, so oh Lord. Okay. But yes, y'all, I don't think he's missing court days just to miss court days. I think he really just does not have it. Okay. So I'm hoping that he can get some more, acting jobs or something of that sort. I know at one point there was a situation where they talked about drinking and all of that. That could also weigh on him too. You said he's probably has schizophrenia. I don't know. He has a couple of recent Tubi movies, but they probably didn't pay well. Oh, girl, you know Tubi not paying. Okay. Child, you know Tubi not paying. But I don't know, it just broke my heart, y'all, for some reason. And then he said, I'm making a special appearance. And the judge was confused, and I was too. Like, she said, for who? He was like, for Darius McQuarrie, the estate. And she's like, huh? Well, who are you? Like, why are you talking about an estate? I thought this, like, he's not deceased. He was talking about himself like he was a third person and confused. And some people were laughing. This one guy, and I didn't realize his laugh was going to be in the video. When I saw a clip of it, I had recorded it, and I was like, "Oh Lord, I think that's me laughing." But it was like a very short little laugh. That's not funny, okay? Because it looks like he really needs help. I don't find anything about that funny. And so I did a short on that. I'm definitely going to keep y'all updated on that as well, because hopefully, maybe his fellow co-stars, former fellow co-stars will help him. Because everybody don't have money like that. They got their own families, of course, but maybe, to get back on track. Sometimes you just need like a hand up, where let's get this stuff squared away, because this is something he been going through, y'all, for years. If y'all have been keeping up with this since the divorce, he's already gone through a divorce where he was having to pay a lot of money for child support. Okay, but it was a nasty divorce, and it seems like since then he has not gotten back on track. And it just made me sad to see him like that, especially when you grown up. Like, we were younger when that show was out, and we've seen him, and I've even seen him in some plays. He did an awesome job in a couple of plays that I've seen. And I'm thinking to myself when I'm seeing, it looks like he's unkempt right now. His hair, his beard and stuff, not the same that we've been seeing him. And then, he's a fugitive, having to be arrested and brought back to a state. Like, it just hurt my heart. I'm just being honest. It really did. They would probably rule he is mentally unstable to represent himself. Well, the judge told him to get a lawyer. She did say he might want to get a lawyer. Of course, she can't force it. And she kind of tried to go through, what they were trying to get through the arraignment. But she was suggesting, based off of his answers, that he gets a lawyer. Well, he was involved with oh, yes. Who, Honey Drip? I heard about that too. Okay. A Tyler Perry movie he needs to do. Maybe Tyler will help him. Tyler, if you see this, because I know some of your people watch my videos. Okay. Y'all know, for those of you who don't, I got served a cease and desist, okay, from Tyler People's camp. It wasn't about Tyler, it was about the other guy. Okay, I think he was the VP. I ain't never received a cease and desist. And child, over something I really didn't even talk in. It wasn't even like a lie. But hey, Tyler, okay, if your people watch this video again, Darius McQuarrie really, really needs your help. And I know that you have the heart. We have seen you help many people, especially actors, actresses who have not had, roles in a while. And Darius is a good actor. I can't think of that play that he was in. Y'all, he played the role so good that I was like, this guy, he can on my nerves. Okay. In the play, he played it so well, I should say. And I was like, wow, he's a very good actor. I think he's been in a Christmas movie also with his sister from, what's her name? From Family Matters. I think they did a Christmas movie last year. Yes, in Superhead, girl. Oh, Lord. Okay, can you get some help there? If they messing with him in jail, his mental is off real bad. Happened to a friend of mine, and he ain't been the same since. Okay, that will mess with your head. But something is off right now, y'all. So hopefully, Tyler Perry people will kind of, look into this and try to help him out. That's just sad. It really is. So yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that. I want to give a special shout out to Coffee No Cream and Shelly Shells for being sponsors for tonight's live. Y'all know hitting the like button, that's free. Watching the ads, that's free. And a share, that is free. Okay. But if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat. My Cash App is scrolling on the screen, or buy a coffee, and that will be in the description field of this video. But thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and I pray that y'all have a blessed weekend. Until next time, thank you so much.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.